Hey everyone, in this video I'm just going to be doing a quick time-lapse painting or a drawing. So it's been quite a while since I've actually done any artwork on YouTube. Most of what I have recently is more like basic tutorials, book previews, things like that. So I have been planning to doodle on camera or draw something on camera. So this is me finally getting round to doing something. I couldn't decide what to actually draw. I wanted to draw something that was a little bit more current or upcoming. I think this game is actually released today when this video is going live. So this is a character from a video game, and the game is called Biomutant. I don't really get time to play many games now myself, but I'm always hopeful that I will, and I do still love video games even if I don't get time to play them. But I've been watching trailers for this game for a while, and the character design on it is really cool. So a lot of the characters are creatures, very little creatures that sort of have human features, the way they stand. I forget what you call that. Anyway, this is basically the character that is on the front cover of the game. I figured I'd try and draw this, maybe make it like an hour, maybe even a few hours long. I do like sketching, but I'm not too fussed about fully rendering things. I get a little bit bored. However, by the end of this, I had ended up spending like 8 hours or something doing this. Way longer than I wanted to, and I was getting pretty bored by the end. But I decided I would stick with it and try my best to at least finish it to a good standard. So I am calling it a sketch. There are a lot of very rough features on this, as you can probably tell. But as mentioned, I quite like sketching, so my finished work I quite often refer to as sketches. Maybe I should call it rendered pencil work. I'm not sure, but this was done in Procreate, so it is of course all digital. Procreate on the iPad Pro. And this program basically has a built-in feature that records your brush strokes. I have actually slowed them down a little bit so that you can see what's going on, because otherwise it would only have been about a 3-minute video. But yeah, there's probably about 8 hours of work here. I'm not the fastest at drawing, something I definitely need to work on. So if you do want to see more of my art, you can follow me on social media. Just search for Sketched by Steve, but I will put links in the description box below the video too, because I realise I don't actually post that much of my art on YouTube. And the brush that I'm using throughout this video is just the basic pencil brush in Procreate. I think it's called HB pencil or something like that. And I'm literally just using it with black selected, and then on a separate layer I add in some white for highlights and to give some contrast. So I do have a few layers because I've also put the grey in the background. I actually quite like working on just a white background with black pencil, but working with this grey background allows you to add white to it and adds it to pop a little bit more. It's quite a unique look in my opinion, but I really like it. And all I'm doing really is blocking in some rough basic shapes. You maybe saw me start with a bit of a stick figure mannequin and just building on that bit by bit. For me, that's why I enjoy sketching. I don't have to think about it as much. I don't have to worry about the accuracy. I'll be honest though, I did get the proportions way off on this originally. I think I have made the legs way too small. So I do try to make them a little bit bigger. I tried to keep tilting his body back a little bit because I didn't want him to lean forward too much and look ridiculous. So even when I finish this on camera, I think I actually draw a selection around the body and drag it and make it a little bit smaller just so that it fits on the legs just a little bit better. I was actually pretty pleased with how this turned out, but if you compare it to the original, you can see all sorts of mistakes. So another example is I do move things around. As mentioned, I had to tilt his body back a little bit because he was leaning forward. I also had to move his arm and the gun. Some of this was just to match the reference though. I actually wasn't looking forward to drawing the gun or sketching the gun. I find weapons really difficult, especially with all the straight lines and things. But to be honest, it wasn't too difficult this, maybe because I was keeping it quite rough, but I thought it looked pretty cool. Keeping it in black and white definitely made it a lot easier. Working with colour is where things get super complicated. And although this did take me about 8 hours, maybe even longer, I did still miss a lot of details. For example, I haven't attempted any of the background because that would have taken me forever. But also he has a little grasshopper robot thing on his shoulder. I was tempted to draw it, but I was a little bit fed up by the end. I wanted it to be finished. Another thing, I couldn't actually tell how many fingers he had, because on the cover, his right hand, I could only see a thumb and 2 fingers. But it looks like his other hand's got 3 fingers, so I'm guessing he does have 3, so I sort of had one a bit towards the end, but it was really difficult to tell. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the video. I'd love to take this opportunity just to thank everyone that follows my channel already. I really appreciate all your support. And also, I'd love to know in the comments below not only what you thought to this artwork, but what other videos you guys want to see in the future. So whether you want to see more drawings, more tutorials, more book previews, whatever it is, just let me know the details below, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. So I faded it out at the end there, but I do go in, as mentioned, tweak the proportions of the body a touch, and I added just a little bit of colour to the eye, just to make it pop a little bit more. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to follow me on social media to find more of my art, and make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment below if you did enjoy the video, and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, everyone.